Look at that plant. Isn't that adorable? It looks like a sedum. This is actually a cabbage that was planted last year, and I think the transplant was stunted. It didn't do very well or didn't get watered, and it never turned into a cabbage. So it just got left over winter, and now it is bolting. It's gonna have little flowers here. Hi, it's Samantha with Clothesline Farm, and today is chore day. Not every day on the farm is full of fantastical making things from scratch and lovely projects that you would, put on social media with the pictures. Sometimes you just gotta do the chores. Today is that day. We are on the agenda today. We are cleaning out the animal cages, lovely, and we are doing laundry. So I'd like to talk to you for just a minute about doing laundry. Everyone has to do laundry. We all wear clothes. Hopefully you wear clothes. But what we're getting into, because it's now spring and the weather is getting warmer, is actually hanging your laundry outside. In the country, it is very common to see clotheslines and people hanging their laundry outside. Hopefully you are doing that. In the suburbs, it's a little bit sketchy. Sometimes your neighbors don't want to see your laundry hanging outside your house. And I'm going to show you what we do to hang our laundry outside. We have in our home is an enclosed porch or breezeway or covered area. See here on this side, this is our house, and on this side over here, this is our garage, and in between there we have a roof that covers. We use this kind of as an outdoor living space in the spring and summer. It has great shade, and then in the rainy season, when it rains in the Pacific Northwest, we also use this as a covered area so that the kids can do projects, and they play wall ball over here on the wall, and this is where we hang our laundry. So on the ceiling, I have attached hooks all along this edge of the ceiling. There's another hook, and another, and another. So that goes... Oh, there's a fly. Excuse me about the flies. And so the hooks run all along the front edge of this, of the roof here. And to that, I hook a rope. And I'm going to do it right now so you can see how I hook that rope up there. And it becomes our clothesline. So I have two different ropes that we use for our clothesline. If you are starting your clothesline from scratch and you're going to the store to purchase a line for to hang your clothes, there are cords that are labeled clotheslines. Those work really well because they are able to get wet and they don't mold in the with the wet laundry hanging off of it. And then they also don't stretch as much, I think. But what we use is just some rope that we actually had lying around. This rope, I mean, it doesn't have to look pretty. You're just hanging your laundry on it. This rope was left here when we bought the house. And it's ragged and it's fraying, but it works and we don't have to buy a new rope. So on the end of the ropes, I have just tied a knot on the end where there is a loop. So the loop just hooks right over the hooks on the ceiling on both ends, and that makes it really easy so you don't have to tie it on every time. And the other end. So we have our clothesline, our ropes hung up here to be the clothesline. And The next thing that you need are clothespins. You can purchase clothespins from really inexpensively from the dollar store, and that's what these are here. And the only thing I want to say about these is that you kind of get what you pay for. I recommend going for wooden clothespins, not the plastic ones. But the dollar store clothespins, although they will hold your clothes up there, they just aren't going to be, they're not going to hold as much weight on there, and you're just not going to be as successful. So if you're really on a tight budget, they're okay to use. I have some in here. But if you could go to like the next step up and maybe buy your clothespins for about $5, your clothespins will be a lot more sturdy and higher quality. You can also go and get the Rolls Royce of clothespins, and those, I mean, you could get handmade, handcrafted Amish clothespins. They cost like $5 per clothespin, and those should last you a lifetime. But I'll tell you what has really worked for us is finding old vintage clothespins from, if you go to garage sales, sometimes at secondhand stores they'll have some, but most likely you're going to want to go to your grandma, your mom, someone who used to hang clothes back in the day and use the clothespins that they have never thrown away and they have hidden somewhere in their garage. These clothespins are vintage clothespins, and you don't have any trouble with them at all. So why do you want to hang your laundry outside? I have 3 reasons why we hang our laundry outside. One is because they smell super fresh, and it's unparalleled to what you would get when you dry them in the dryer. So that's number 1. Number 2 is that it saves money. So every time you dry your clothes on the clothesline, you're not running the electricity in your house. You're not paying for the electricity. This is free. And so it is cheaper. It's not a whole lot cheaper. Running an efficient dryer for us costs about, I think it's 13 cents per load, which really isn't a whole lot, but it does add up over time. If you take that 13 cents and multiply it by how many loads you do per week and how many loads or per month and how many loads you do per year, I did calculate that all out, and I have all the math of that on a blog post that I will link below if you want to go watch that. But I actually save enough money by hanging our laundry out to dry just on the electricity to pay for my seed order that I place every year. So that to me is definitely worth it. It also cuts down on the wear and tear of your dryer. So if you're only using your dryer half of the year, because the other half of the year you're hanging your laundry out to dry for free, you're also extending, basically doubling the life of the dryer. And although running a load of laundry in the dryer is inexpensive, purchasing a new dryer is pretty costly. So if you can extend that by double the life of your dryer, that's a no-brainer for me, so I'm doing that. The third reason is the environment. It is, it's always good if you can do something that nature is providing for free. So the sun is out, there's a little breeze here. Nature is providing us a clothes dryer for free for us to use fossil fuels and electricity to actually dry those clothes, I mean, again, it's kind of a no-brainer as you think of, if you think of it in those terms. Like, why not just use what's for free? The only part that this actually takes longer to do than putting things in the dryer is to actually hang them up. That's, I mean, when you take a load out of the washer and you throw it in the dryer, it takes like a couple seconds. You hang them up, it takes a little bit longer to hang your laundry up on the line. It doesn't take any longer for them to dry in the spring and in the summer. And it doesn't take any longer to take them down too. Just unclip them, take them down, and put your laundry away. So hopefully this will inspire you to do some laundry and get your house clean and hang some laundry up to dry and save some money, and then maybe you could buy some seeds and plant your garden. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.